Hi, my dear members. Hope you guys are doing really well. I know I haven't been releasing classes all the time. However, the goal of 2025 for me personally is to organically move away from over creating and over pushing for the sake of sharing content, but really grounding instead in quality and meaning and intention. And I hope that as a fitness community together, we also find or keep learning how to find joy in repetition, in maybe doing less on certain weeks, but every time we show up on the mat, every time we show up in the studio, we do so with intention and know exactly why we do it for ourselves. So that being said, every single time I release a class, I release it with a very clear intention on what it is that I want to create, and with joy and with excitement. And that's how I want to show up for you guys, because I know that you feel the energy behind my classes, and it's not just about the movement that I put together. I will keep going with the theme of slow flow, because that is the most aligned type of movement for me in the moment, and I will be putting together a guide that will be pregnancy safe. So we keep exploring slow quality training. Today the focus is on our lateral glutes, our hamstrings, our glute maxes. So technically think entire lower body. I'm gonna call it a middle splits inspired flow, but you don't need to want middle splits to do this class. It's functional, it's mobility heavy, so do it whether you want the splits or don't want the splits, and enjoy every moment. We'll just need our 2 blocks, but if you want to make it harder, take a moment, put your ankle weights on, and then we're going to keep going. I'm going to start standing in this wide stance forward fold position. Let's place our hands on the pelvis. Let's ground, take a moment to ground through our 6 points of contact with the feet, bases of our big toes, bases of our pinky toes, and the middle of our heels. Just take a moment, maybe close your eyes. Think of slightly lifting up from your pubic bone and pretend someone's pulling you up with the ponytail, so you're creating that stacking effect. You're creating that nice long line in the body. Okay, once you feel it and your core is on, let's micro bend our knees. Let's take a hip hinge and let's take a baby forward fold until you start feeling the top part of your hamstrings and that nice lengthening action in both glutes. Now I want you to push your heels down and rise up and engage your glutes a little bit at the top, but don't thrust your pelvis too far forward. We go 4 times, little forward fold, push to rise. See if you can find your glutes by working that press down on the way up. 2 more. Last one. Back of the neck long when we go down, so I'm not staring at you guys. And release. Now we're going to take a single leg squat / lunge, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to bend our right leg, shift the weight into that hip, keeping our left leg long. And what I want you guys to do is I want you to set the intention of engaging your inner thighs. So the intention behind the same move can be different. So for example, I can focus on trying to feel my glute max. I can focus on trying to feel more of my quad. Maybe I'm focusing on finding that hip hinge. For today, we're activating our inner thighs. So think of subway doors, dragging, slowly dragging in. But with that being said, your knees are not collapsing in, so keep them neutral, right knee pointing into that right second toe. Press with that right heel to rise and keep going. We go 3, push up, 2, think of your inner thighs, can you feel them? Tap on them. Press up, last one. Press up, switching over to the other side. 4, 3, 2, good, last one. Going over to the right side again and freezing it here. Now pretend you have an extra large Pilates ball between your legs and you're lightly squeezing into it. Hold 8, 7, 6, feel your right glute. 5, 4, feel the quad. 3, 2, 1, let it go. Switch over to the left. Hold. Again, intention is in trying to find connection to our inner thighs. 7, 6, 5, 4, neck is long. Try not to bring your upper traps to the rescue. 3, 2, 1, push to rise. Take your feet at about 45-degree rotation. We go down into our second position, plie. Rising up by pressing down. We go 8. Outer glutes on. 7, 6, 5. You got it. 4. Exhale up. 3. Again, long neck. 2. Last one, stay here, don't move. Find your left hip, take it in. So what I want you to think is I want you to think of your pelvis and your left hip closing towards that right hip. Open up, press up. Take your feet closer if you need to, because your feet will start slowly but surely dragging away from one another. Lower down, same leg in, neutral, up, keep going. 3, full inward rotation, neutral, up. 4, think pelvis onto femur, neutral, and up. Keep going over to the left. So now right hip going in, neutral, lower, or come out of it. 2, in, out, heel down before we raise up. 2 more. Down, inward, neutral, up. Last one. Down, inward, neutral, rise up. Good. We go all the way down. Readjust your feet if you need to into our yogi squat like shape. If you need to, bring your heels off. If you have towel rolls maybe, or your little blocks, you can try putting them under the feet, under the heels, and see how that feels. But don't terrorize yourself in the yogi squat. Rock side to side, give your hips a moment to create space. From here, we lean into the right hip, wrap our right arm around, taking our right shoulder inward, and then your left shoulder, left arm is gonna go to the back, and see if you can connect your hands behind your right glute. If not, don't force it. Space between the hands is perfectly normal. Take an exhale, take a little bit of a deeper twist. Think of opening up in that left side of the chest. And then come out of it, switch over, lean into your left leg, left shoulder inward, wrap around, right arm behind the back. See if you can connect your hands, hold it here, take an inhale, take an exhale. Good, hands to the floor, find your center, and then press out of it. Shake it out, we repeat. Let's do it. Plie down. Rise up. We go 2, rise up. 3, press to rise every time. 4, so intentional plie, it's not just going down and up and getting distracted. 5, 6, 7, last one, go down, stay. If you want to make it a bit easier, come up higher, harder, go lower. Take your left hip in, pelvis on femur, neutral, come up. Let's go 2, down, inward, out, come up. 2 more, down, center, come up. Last one, down, center, come up. Woof. My pregnant body is losing its balance. Let's go down again. Now find your right hip. Think pelvis onto left femur. Neutral, heels down, then rise. 2. Down and rise. 2 more. 3. Down and rise. Last one. Down and rise. Good. You guys ready? We go down into our yogi squat. Explore, how do your feet feel most comfortable in this position? How wide do they have to be? Maybe you need to bring them closer in, heels off the floor versus potentially being on the floor. The body allows you to do that. Lean into that right hip, and then when you're ready, connect your hands at the back. If you can, if not, don't force it. Take an inhale, take an exhale. Switch it over when you're ready. Awesome, now we go. Well, I'm gonna move back, and if your mat is narrow, do the same so that when we land, our knees end up on the mat, not on the floor. Hands to the floor, keep your feet flexed, and carefully melt forward until you arrive into your frog position. I'm gonna push myself even further back just so I fit into the screen, and hopefully I do. Let's stay here, walk your feet closer together versus further apart. Find a position that works good for your particular hips. So take a moment, kind of fidget, wiggle your bum maybe, get as comfortable as you can be.